Today I'll be going over the 8 types of love according to the ancient Greeks, plus my personal addendum so far, which I'm happy to say includes an additional 15. And I say so far because I believe there may be more, but this is what I have found based on my own observations and experiences. You'll be pleased to know that each one is independent of the original 8 by the ancient Greeks. I must say I was a bit disappointed when I revised these recently in preparation for this video, because I could see several that were missing straight away. Any of you who have attended Bible college or ministry school would have been through these 8 already, but for those unaware, I will briefly show them now and then go through my additions. Number 1 is Eros, which is a physical type of love. Number 2 is Agape. For some reason the ancient Greeks put lots of different types of love into one, Agape, which I don't agree with, and I'll go through that in a minute. Number 3 is Phileo, a brotherly love. Number 4 is Pragma. This is an enduring love, like when being married. Number 5 is Ludus, which is playful behaviour between couples, like flirting. Number 6 is Philautia, a self-love and in worst case narcissism. Number 7 is Storge, meaning familiar love, the close bonds we have between family and friends. And number 8 is Mania, or what I call crazy stupid love, like the movie, which, as the name sounds, is obsessive. Now, like I said, I didn't agree with Agape, because it did include several which were completely different to one another and needed to be separated. I'll explain why in further detail in a minute. But for those of you who can't wait, I'm going to be very generous and quickly list my additional 15 types of love now. Some of these are obvious, but others will require explaining. They are, after correcting number 2, Agape. Number 2, unconditional, like a parent loving their child no matter what. Number 9, love divine, like the love Jesus and born again Christians have for the Father. Number 10, love utopia, that being the charitable and compassionate love of humanity and future of mankind. Number 11, green love, the love of nature. Okay, those are the Agape corrections, which are all independent of one another. Now for the rest. Number 12, true love. Whoops. Number 13, diligent. Number 14, fools or idolatrous. This is the only one on here that's false, but people still do it, hence the name fools. Number 15, intellectual. This is a work in progress which I'm still trying to explain, but I'm pretty sure it exists. Number 16 is truth, the love of the truth, that is. Number 17 is patriotic. Number 18, fervent, passionate, which can lead to number 9, love divine, or if we're not careful, number 19, fanatical. A dangerous, obsessive love similar to mania, but this time for a cause. Number 20, subconscious, loving without even realizing. Number 21, withheld, a stubborn love that refuses to show itself. Number 22, cute, the playful kind of love of babies and animals, separate from ludus, which is flirtatious with a partner. And finally, the ultimate and greatest love of them all. Number 23, supreme. Can any of you guess what this one is? Whose love haven't I mentioned yet? You got it, and that's love supreme, baby. No ancient Greeks are going to generalise that. There you go then, there's my list, and it just keeps on growing, but this is what I have found for the time being. I'm now going to go through each one in further detail. Please don't go anywhere, because knowing and practicing these types of love will be the best thing you can ever do in life. Or perhaps you prefer to go and watch some excessively domesticated feline taking a... Okay, here we go then. Now, there is a lot of confusion on this. When you look online, you try and find what they are. You've got some articles saying there are 6, others saying that there are 8. And then you go on Wikipedia and you've got Xenia. What's a Xenia? Again, when I looked at this and I read this, I thought, this isn't love at all. This is just good manners, you know, hospitality. But again, from experience, one can be hospitable without even liking the other person, but just doing it out of courtesy. Look at this. Ritualized friendship. Yeah. Institutionalized relationship and a moral obligation, being hospitable. This isn't love at all. How is this love? Morally obliged into a ritualized friendship. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know why Xenia is on here. This is just respect. This is respect for someone. It's not love. You can respect an enemy. Yeah? You can be hospitable to your enemies. Doesn't mean you love them. So I don't agree with this one either. What's that doing on here? But look what they've done with agape. The ancient Greeks have put brotherly love, charity, the love of God for man and man for God, all in the same love type. I mean, these are all different. Oh, but it's also used in ancient texts to denote feelings for one's children. Yeah. And also used to refer to a love feast, a communal meal shared among Christians. So you can see why I've split this one up. Okay. I see elsewhere other definitions of agape. They've got more in there as well. Let me have a look. Agape on here. Yeah. According to this source, agape, or selfless love, it's the highest and most radical type of love according to the ancient Greeks. Unconditional, okay. Now, unconditional, as I explained a minute ago, is like a parent's love for their children, okay. No matter what that child does, a parent will always love them, okay? And it's the same way God loves mankind. No matter what man does, we are still children of God, and He will always love us. So, but this is completely separate to brotherly love, the love of God, and even God's love for us, okay? As I said a minute ago, God's love for us is supreme, okay? It surpasses all of them. So, the fundamental 6 that has subcategories, you know, other types within them, you know, they group them into 6 like this, okay? Number 1, Eros, is sexual passion, named after the Greek god of fertility. It represents the idea of sexual passion and desire, but the Greeks didn't always think of it as something positive, as we tend to today. Yes, they were afraid of it. They thought it was dangerous, okay, and irrational, which could take hold of you and possess you. This is an attitude shared by many later spiritual thinkers such as Christian writer C.S. Lewis. Eros involved a loss of control that frightened the Greeks. Philia, a deep friendship. This is something the Greeks valued far more than the base sexuality of Eros. It concerned a deep comradely friendship that developed between brothers in arms who had fought side by side on the battlefield. It was about showing loyalty to your friends, sacrificing for them as well as sharing your emotions with them. Another kind of philia, sometimes called storge, embodied the love between parents and their children. Okay, so this is a brotherly, comradely friendship. Okay, strong bond between brothers in arms. Ludus is the playful kind. It also includes playful affection between children or casual lovers. Here we are, flirting, teasing in the early stages of a relationship. But it can also include bantering and laughing with friends or when we go dancing. Like a joyous love, yeah? That's ludus. Agape, here we go. This is the one where they just threw everything into agape, including many different types. You know, I don't see why they've done this. They've just put everything in here. The fourth love, and perhaps most radical, was agape or selfless love. This extended to all people, whether family members or distant strangers, but it also included what I have called love divine and love supreme, and also green love, love of nature, utopian, just everything was put into agape. It's too vague. You can see why I've split those up. C.S. Lewis referred to it as gift love, the highest form of Christian love, but it also appears in other religious traditions such as the idea of metta or universal loving kindness in Buddhism. There you go, agape. Pragma is that long-standing love that many who are married have. Okay, the enduring love. It's a mature love. Okay, realistic. Yeah. Long-established couples making compromises to help the relationship work. Okay, hence why this can be found a lot in marriage. Philautia, or love of the self. Aristotle realized there were two types. One was the unhealthy variety, yes, associated with narcissism. Okay, can be very dangerous among leaders. Okay. People on a power trip, yeah, start to love themselves a bit too much. Well, that's Philautia, the worst side of Philautia. Okay. And then there's a healthier version which enhanced your wider capacity to love. Now, I never understood this. I kept hearing people saying, oh yeah, it's important that you love yourself. I was like, what? How does one love themselves? I don't get that. It didn't make sense to me. But apparently it is, you know, a real type of love, this Philautia. I just thought anyone who... It was just foreign to me. I just couldn't understand how does one love themselves unless they're this, you know? But no, apparently there is a healthy version. If you like yourself and feel secure in yourself, you will have plenty of love to give others. So maybe I need to practice a bit of this, because I've never done this before. Okay. All friendly feelings for others are an extension of a man's feelings for himself. Okay, so yeah, according to Aristotle, I need to love myself a bit more, because I've never engaged in this one. So that's all of them, guys. Right? Loving yourself, there's two ways of doing that. One's healthy, the other is very unhealthy. Yeah. Pragma, long-standing, yeah, between couples that have been together for a long time, yeah, in marriage or what have you. Agape, just absolutely everything. A bit too vague to even explain. Anyway, ludus, playful love, again between couples, flirting, teasing, this kind of thing. Just general joy, I guess, yeah, between friends. Philia, deep friendship between comrades, yeah, but not just that, like brothers and so on. And eros, yeah, the sexual kind, the one that deals with attraction, that can go horribly wrong, and the Greeks were afraid of. Now, mania, okay, another site has pragma as enduring, okay, we went over that a minute ago, and also mania, obsessive. Alright, it looks like of the original 6, mania went into eros, okay, the one that they were afraid of. Storge, here we go, yeah. So, the ones not included in this list of 6 are storge and mania. Okay. Storge is the familiar love, closely resembles philia, perhaps why it wasn't included in the other one. It's without physical attraction and is to do with kinship and familiarity, okay, between parents, children, okay, friends, very close friends and relatives. Alright, this is storge. Mania is the obsessive one, the one that I'm calling crazy stupid love. Yeah, I came up with my own name for this mania, crazy stupid love. Seen the movie? Heard the song, perhaps, if there is one? I don't know, probably. I did hear this somewhere before the movie came out, as I'm sure some of you have as well. Crazy stupid love. I'm sure I've heard that somewhere before. But yeah, the movie didn't really do it credit at all. It was all about lust, really. No, actual crazy stupid love, as I'm calling this love type, is so much more than that. Crazy stupid love is when you are infatuated with someone so much you can't think, you can't work properly, you can't drive or perform other basic tasks, and it's so intense it's dangerous for your well-being. This is probably why the Greeks feared this mania. You do stupid things. You make a complete fool of yourself, and your behaviour seems irrational to others. This is kind of similar to idolatrous love, although that is another type of love altogether. Okay, that fool's love that I mentioned briefly. It is also very similar to true love, but not quite the same, because crazy stupid love isn't necessarily mutual. True love, or soulmates, is. So unfortunately, if the other person doesn't feel the same way, you're in this category instead. Freak. Beware of this one, folks. It's uncontrollable and can drive you crazy, hence the name. But just remember to take it easy or you will fall hard. Okay, so I've explained the original 8 by the ancient Greeks and given you a summary of my additional 15. In the next video, I'll be going over those 15 in further detail. I have tried to do it all in this one, but literally haven't had the time. I'm working full time, folks. I have to write these scripts in the evenings when I'm completely knackered. Even when I fast, I still don't have enough time to get this work done. If you want to help support this channel and the work I'm doing here, then please get the book, and there's an opportunity to give on the homepage. Okay, take care and God bless. I'll see you next time in part 2.